Well, welcome back to the kitchen. That's right, the kitchen, which starts here in the chest freezer. Bitty guy, gets the job done though. This episode is all about hunting, deer, game meat. In my case, it's going to be 2 does. Now, this isn't about hunting per se, because I was notably bad at that. Terrible luck at it this year. Well, terrible luck, but I have gotten 2 does. And we're going to go through, get these processed, get them over here, discuss numbers. I mean, I'm shooting this after the fact. I already know. I have 50 pounds of meat here. Hold on. Do the thing. I'll spare you the gore, but under here is 2 does. I'm getting myself in on meat processing. So we'll split this up, maybe. We'll do the processing route. It's not cheap already. 35 bucks a piece. 70 bucks to skin these things. Not even counting weight. The next couple we might do ourselves. This, I don't got time for this at the moment. And it's warm outside. It's 40 degrees right now in the morning, which means we're above refrigeration temperatures in the afternoon. So we can't leave this around, unfortunately. Stay tuned. Well, the processor is done. I am in those 2 deer. Ouch, there was a $100 minimum. It's a little over $1 a pound to get them processed here. And they charge you apparently $35 a carcass if you need to skin it. So, well, could have just done that. I'm a busy guy. I got things to do. We're going to compare the 2. But we're doing 2 different videos here, I guess. One, we're going to make some good deer burger. So, aside from the skinning, because that was 276 bucks, so that's like 210 bucks. I think I'm expecting 200-ish pounds. Let's see what we get for $276. Great to have you back. Great to have you back. So, here in the garage, chest freezer. Got the good stuff. And here, we've got ourselves 2.5 pounds of burger. Now, I want to eat this tonight. However, I'm terrible at preparation, as you can tell by it being frozen right now. So, we're going to try a few different ways of thawing meat quickly. There's, of course, the microwave way, which, I don't know, it would tenderize it, wouldn't it? And keep all that moisture inside, I think. I don't know. And then there's the more conventional way of running it under cold water for a good while. Or a while. Hopefully not too long. If I put it into a nice, like, 1/4 pound patty, put that in a bag, and then run that in the water, it should be fairly quick in thawing. I hope. But we're going to see if there's a discernible taste, appearance, etc. between the 2 methods, and also if we should fail. Don't we want Beyond Meat? If we should fail. It's actually, it leaves a weird taste in your mouth after the fact. $273. Let's do our unboxing and see what we got. Well, first of all, up here, ooh, comes with extra. Was there a reason why it was done this way? $273. 35 times 2, so 70 bucks just for the skinning. So without that, we'll take that at. So, I don't know why they did that, because certainly these fit in there. So interesting. We'll see how much meat we got here. Scale goes up to 50 pounds, so. Whoops. Well, each is a couple pounds each. 2, 4, 6, 8. Should be 8 pounds. But as you can see, we're not. I mean, it's not an exact science. That I understand. But this one, 4 ounces off. It's supposed to be 2. I mean, I asked for 2 pound thingies, but whatever. So, let's see. Let's get our weights here. Is that 8.5 pounds? We'll just say 30 pounds of burger. That's what we got. Now on to this stuff. And we're dealing with different numbers here for sure. I just want an overall figure. Are these each 1 pound? That one was a little over. They do not stack very well. We'll just say that's 4 pounds. Let's give them 9 pounds. 9 pounds. Oh, pull out our calculator. There's almost 19. We got 49 pounds of beef here. But since we spent $273, so $273 divided by 49, we paid $5.50 per pound. Oof. Okay. But let's give ourselves the benefit of the doubt. We totally could have skinned this. In fact, we could have done all this by ourselves. So, $279. We'll just take that $70 out, and we'll just round to 200. Divided by 49 equals $4 a pound. Now, the question is going to be if it's worth it to go through the trouble of hunting. Now, if you're a person that hunts, you probably already have the equipment to hunt. Your rifles, you're probably really into the lifestyle, because it is a lifestyle. So, $4 a pound for the amount of work, just from the fiscal standpoint, $4 a pound to, it's not that big of a savings. And when you factor in the other costs, like there's some things like a rifle should last a lifetime. The experience also lasts a lifetime. You probably already have a truck. Like, I don't know how you put these, an intrinsic value on these things to things that you would already have. Because you would already have a truck. But one of the reasons you might own a truck is to go hunting. So I'm not sure what sort of value you attach on that. Certainly not the entire cost of the truck. So, hunting and paying for processing, not frugal. Not frugal at all. The people who enjoy it do it for the lifestyle, not necessarily the meat. The meat's an added bonus. I don't know, is everybody lying to us when they say they like venison meat? When they like that gamey taste? Are we lying to ourselves? We might be. Although I've heard a lot of people say it. They're just trying to justify the cost of hunting. And it's not the frugal way to get food. So you have no other option. You live in Alaska and you have to hunt caribou to survive. But we're civilized in Montana. Now, let's see what we can do with these. We can make ourselves a good burger. Or good, I don't know what you do with a backstrap. We'll get to her. So once again on them prices, $273 for all this. And it's not the worst deal for what I paid. $4 a pound for the meat. And granted, I am doing some averages. I just average them all together because I'm not going to figure out the cost difference between a backstrap or a tenderloin or a round or a sirloin. Ooh, we got some steak there. So far, not quite so frugal. But of course, time spent processing your own meat is time you're not doing something else with yourself. So there's an opportunity cost to everything. Well, now we really are in the kitchen. And our weapon of choice for cooking this thing. It's late. The clock's not accurate. It's, oh geez, what time is it? 10:30. And here I am moving the things. This is old. This oven was original to the house. And I always hear people get nostalgic for the old things. I think there's some survivor bias, because you only remember the things that survived. If you see a lot of old appliances around, it's because those are the ones that didn't die. I assure you, there was lots of junk in any decade from ever that didn't even last a year, probably. But this one, I always hear complaints about the digital ones, that there's something that's going to go wrong with it. And with a classical oven, with the old knobs, especially with the gas ovens, there's nothing to go wrong in there, really. Hardly at all. I see no reason why that can't last a lifetime. But this thing, digital, 1995, I believe, original to the house. I know because I got the paperwork on them building the house. And this oven, with its model number, was included. So this is the original oven. Fancy. What's that? 1995? We're going on 15 years. 16. 17. Whatever. 17-year-olds still work. I might be kicking myself for this, because as soon as you mention something like that, things go awry. Now, cooking gear. In my opinion, a slightly different process than the regular ones. If you may remember from a previous poverty kitchen, that we don't do cast iron in this house, because Ooh, I should put some Loctite in there because this thing always needs to be tightened. Every single time. Frozen. Keep frozen. You gotta follow those directions. So it's slightly different. I think you go for a longer cook, in my opinion. So the meat of failure will be this stuff. It's at a new meatier taste, 35% less fat, no soy or gluten. Ooh, gluten-free. Looking at the things on the back, iron. 20% of your daily iron. Are they fortifying this? Of course, we have the list of ingredients there. Water, pea protein, expeller pressed canola oil. This is science. But to be very, very frank, and I came to this with a very open mind. Very open mind. I want it to be great. As far as going without meat, this, how much was this? Like $5? I mean, the price isn't terrible. So we got 2 quarter-pound patties, $5, so that's like $10 a pound. $10 a pound for this. And I guess the going price for deer, if you were to purchase it, is about $10 a pound around here. Do it yourself, we got this down to $4 to $5 a pound, so hopefully we're coming out ahead here. So we're going to cook it on this, and I think you need to cook it for longer. And also, I like to add a little oil to the pan, because it needs it, especially when you cook that, because if you're going to boil out all the fats and everything, you need something to keep the flavor in. We'll season it here. So let's get to cutting this thing. Let's open this thing up. I've always wondered how they get it like this. Is this like flash frozen? Or how are they doing that? Well, look at that. You can see in there, there's some cartilage in there. There's some frost there. Yeah, they would have to flash freeze this. I don't know how they do it. Let's get approximately, let's see here. These guys are quarter-pound patties. So, of course, using the serrated knife here. Ooh. I bring some meat out, and look who wakes up and comes to the kitchen. Hey, Rose. This is Rose, the dog. Sorry, Rose. None of this is for you. So far off on the weight. Quarter pound would be about 4 ounces. So to get it, I mean, that's the pre-cooked weight on those. So I need another chunk about that size. Jeez, I'm making more work for myself. This is frozen. How can you smell that? Look at this. Rose. All right. She probably knows what's up here. So, and look at that cross section there. 4 ounces. Success. See how close we can get this piece here. I think that'll be right there. 4.5. How much was this? 4.9. Close enough. You see the nice crystal. This had to have been flash frozen. Had to have been. Now the sink is no one's favorite part of the kitchen. But utility. Since I apparently did not bother to see if I even had Ziploc bags, we're gonna do this way. Maybe we'll split them up so they got the maximum surface area for this. Yeah, that's what we'll do. This is a, ooh, yeah, it's gonna be perfect. We don't want any water to get in there. Choosing a metal mixing bowl. And for this, the best you want to do is like a room temp water. So as you fill it, it's going to feel cold to you because you're obviously hotter than room temp. Going to fill it all the way up here. Beautiful. And now we will move slightly over to the microwave. A completely non-special and non-remarkable microwave. A microwave is an appliance. Well, actually, I would say that just about any appliance in the home is something that should last for as long as you want to do. I mean, the microwave should last until you no longer want to see the microwave, until you want to upgrade or whatever. Black & Decker model, and for a microwave this cheap, This was, as I recall, a sub $100 microwave. You're not really spending a whole lot of time looking at reviews. Ah, what a throwaway culture. Yes, this is probably unrepairable. But microwaves are very simple. There's not much to go wrong. The motor goes bad in the bottom, it no longer turns. What do you care? Keep on using it. Whatever. But we've come a long way. There's pluses and minuses, and I'm not defending companies at all. I am saying that this is a sub $100 microwave. Our vacuums were, well, I've got an old-fashioned Kirby vacuum, which is a very expensive vacuum. In the early days of vacuum, like with the Kirby vacuums, that cost an average, like the average person, a week wages for a vacuum. If you made $15, which is the minimum wage, which should be the minimum wage, that's $600 you would be spending on a vacuum. And that's not even the average wage, that's the minimum wage. So, we got a defrost button. Defrost 1. What does that do? 5. And so I think that would be accurate. 4 minutes on that. Let's see. So this being a simple microwave, it only has cycle on and off, has power levels, but I think that's just the cycle time. It's either full power or no power, I believe. Since it's not one of them. Yeah, nobody's looking up the repair cost for a sub $100 microwave. Now, when I worked in a commercial kitchen, we had a Panasonic microwave, or a series of them, and they took a beating all day long. Everything hit the microwave at least once. Burger King, which restaurant? You could call that a commercial kitchen. You could call me a former professional chef, I suppose. But the Panasonic ones, and I think they ran off a 220, but those ones got repaired, because the microwave itself was about $2,000. But it would last the life of your restaurant, provided you get it repaired every couple years. There was a mechanism we used. We put in a thing that you set amount of water, you put it in for a minute, and then you check the temperature to calculate the wattage of the microwave. And if they would fail as a transformer or a magnetron or something, there's still ice on the inside. And look, doing the microwaves is always a shite deal. Yeah, still ice on the inside. Here, I'm going to let that sit. But as you can see, we got a little bit of cooking there, even though we had her set on defrost, and we got cold on the inside. All right, so looking at this, as you can see, we got a little bit of cooking on the outside, which is not what we wanted there. Thought microwaves cooked from the inside out. What in the world's going on here? And yeah, we got a little bit too much heat there. We follow the instructions, I thought, and on the inside, you can hear that when I'm less favorable to the microwave method here. I mean, it's only been 4 minutes. Let's check out our water. Let me wash up here, maybe. All right, it's only been, I mean, the same 4 minutes, but let me work this through here. This method is showing more promise. The water has cooled dramatically, but if you look there, look at that. Nice. No water on the inside, which is good. Got plenty of blood there. Like this one is just about done. So now that I've worked that through a little bit, yeah, there's a little chunk in the middle there. But wow, that is very fast and effective. I think this is the right way to do it. Let's drop that down here. Give it another couple minutes. Then we're off to cooking. It's raw meat there already, so it's not going to matter. Microwave. And done in the water. Yeah, the water method. I still got a little bit that needs to be broken up there. At room temp here, that's just going to take a second. We'll break off the pieces there. Yeah, we'll just work it through. When you're really close like that, you can, in my opinion, get away with this. Still a little bit of frost in there, but as you can see, not hard. Now it's a little bit. And it doesn't have that same issue over there of it being too hot. And this is really tender. Jeez. All right, let's work her into a patty. This is our water unit here. I do prefer the hand method of doing this. And even though you saw the weight on that, this is a 1/4 pound. And you're going to crash it, compress it in. Ooh, that feels really soft. And look, that is a decent sized burger. I'm liking how that is coming out. Yes. Yes. All right. Same thing in this guy, which still has some heat in it. Heat and some ice. Hot and cold. This feels more mushy. That is very tender, but this is like mushy into a soup. Ooh. Okay. See if I can make this into a burger here. This, I'm better able to form that. I mean, you can see my handprints in there, or my fingerprints in there. This, the water method, so far, in my opinion, superior. Let's get it on the grill and see here. Seasonings, you've got a few choices. I know it says sea salt, but I'm cheap. I just reuse the container. What is inside of there is, in fact, regular old-fashioned iodized salt. I mean, some salt and pepper may be all we really need for this. But to be truly Montanan, I don't know. Other people in this house aren't a fan of Alpine Touch, but it's Montanan. Distributed at a Shoto. And I think I bought this in Shoto. It was fresh, as if that matters. But to keep it simple, I'm doing it. Hey, what's up with iodized salt? Why is some salt not iodized? You'd think all of it would be iodized. Apparently you need that as a nutrient. We are going to do the Alpine Touch. But we're going to do Alpine Touch that I mixed with iodized salt. So it's more salt, less Alpine. Get the other sides here. So we are going to run 2 pans as to not cross-contaminate here. We're going to have our big guy here. Actually, that right there. In Fancy Stove, I'll show you how that works there. See the inside's lighting up. If I hit here, it'll also light up the outside. I'm not sure what temperatures it's reading because it's definitely not hot enough to turn off at this point. Do the same thing here. That one can stay in the... Yeah, that can stay in the inside. You gonna turn that one back on? Yeah, glad you figured that out. Is this thing measuring temperature? I don't know if you can hear that clicking on and off. So, no pans at all. We know they're not up to temp. And both of them are off. Now, I'm just using some basic canola oil. I'm gonna turn these down, maybe. You know, I was just talking about how good the oven was. Oh, man. Okay, there we go. We'll do a 6.5. Yeah, it's not accurate. It's like haptic feedback from the 90s. I mean, how good do you think it's going to be? Let's read the directions on this guy real quick. All right, directions. 4 minutes per side. Preheat grill or nonstick pan to high, medium-high heat, and cook for about 4 minutes per side. Medium-high. This goes to 9 or high. So medium-high. Yeah, it's about medium-high, isn't it? I don't know. You think this is one of the things we can have a standard on? All right, I've got us open here, and definitely a very different odor. Let's do it. Now that we know how that sounds, let's put that deer on there. And by the time we get the deer on, that should be ready to flip. Water on the left, microwave on the right. I'm ready to flip this guy. Move that around. Of course, you can't mix your veggies when you're not veggies. As good as the crackling is, we need the fan. And as always, there's a choice. I think I'm going to go with aged Gouda, but I mean, it's really the taste. Medium cheddar or extra sharp cheddar. But one thing we're never putting on here, American cheese. Pull these off to melt the cheese real quick. Yeah. See, our cheese is melted. Look at that. That's hot. Oh, yeah. Let's look at order here. We, of course, have the veggie, or Beyond Meat, whatever they call it. And there we have the water, and there we have the microwave. As you can see, it's quite oily. Whew. There's some cleanup to do. No biggie, that will be done. But looking over here, that dog that you saw earlier, I think if we just put a new top on, she won't notice. Yes, diabolical Jimmy. Of course, then we got a bottom. Let's do a visual appearance thing. And I do like these a bit rarer. So, much rarer. Let us see. We got to get the final verdict here. So we've got 3 burgers. One is the Impossible, or Beyond whatever. That one is... that's the one that I thawed. Put in the bag and then I thawed it with water. And this one is thawed with a microwave.
That one's yours.
You have to try them all.
Microwave food. What do I look like? Peasant?
Oh, we got sauce. The usual choice is that sauce. The ketchup was left out, so you got that for a choice as well. Rose tried to eat it. She got a bite of your bun.
Bitch. Pampered bitch.
Well, we know what an Impossible tastes like. Have we done a video on Impossibles before? See, quite rare.
That's a good one.
Alright, try these guys. I want to see if you can taste the difference. You got your whatever on. Now, try that one. We're going to see if there's a taste difference. They were cooked at the same time. Really? Your double fisting burgers? You can't tell. I'll mix you that one. You can't tell. I think you can tell.
Told you. Microwave. Yuck. Ew.
The water one. Of course, we have not compared an actual properly thawed one. Yeah, you can totally tell the difference. And looking at the inside there. Showing you're eating lipstick food. You absolutely can tell the difference. But the Impossible is an acquired taste, we'll say. You taste it for the rest of the day.
It doesn't bother me.
Well, acquired taste, like I said. Well, tell the people what to do.
Eat your vegetables.
No, with the YouTube. With YouTube.
Oh, like and subscribe.